Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your late December 2023 energy reading. My name is Kimberly from the Path Illuminated. If you are returning, thank you so much for your support. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can stay up to date when I post new content here. As I am recording this, Sagittarius, it is already December 24th. I can't believe how quickly the month has passed. It's definitely been a busier month than I had initially anticipated, and so I'm finishing up they were supposed to be mid-December readings, but I feel like now they're really late December readings. I still wanted to get the readings out, but I just have had to, my time's just been divided with other activities that I've had to spend time on. But I hope you're doing well, Sagittarius. As I mentioned, it is December 24th, so if you celebrate, it is Christmas Eve. We just had the solstice on the 21st. I'm in the northern hemisphere, so it was the winter solstice. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it's the summer solstice. Mercury went into retrograde on December 13th. It will be in retrograde until January 1st. And we have the last full moon of the year on December 26th. December 26th is the Cancer full moon. And wherever you are, it is the end of the year. So hope you're doing well. This will be a general energy reading for the end of December for the Sagittarius Collective. This is not a personal reading. However, if you are interested in a personal reading, I will link my details below. Please note that the only way to book a reading with me is via my website. I will never reach out to you to solicit or consider you for a reading, and neither will any ethical reader. This is my only YouTube channel. All of my social media handles are exactly the same, at the Path Illuminated, all one word. No spaces, no special characters, no numbers, no punctuation. Please be aware of scammers and con artists. All right, so Sagittarius, you know your situation, your life better than anyone else, so always trust your own judgment and discernment. Remember that you have free will, so if something comes out in the reading that you're not super happy with, remember that you can always shift your perspective, how you deal with a person or a situation. Energy is fluid, so is time, and we are constantly shifting our opportunities and the energy around us based on how we engage with the world and the decisions we make. So take the messages that resonate, leave the rest. Don't try to force a reading to fit if it doesn't. And also just remember that time is fluid, which means that the energies that I'm picking up at this time are things that maybe will help you to determine what to do next, what to consider. It's not to tell you what to do, because ultimately you're the only one that can figure that out, but it's to provide a perspective, maybe ask some questions, offer some food for thought. And sometimes readings don't really start to fully make sense until a future date or after some time. But hopefully whatever messages come through for you, Sagittarius, they're helpful and they're supportive. That's ultimately always the goal. All right, Sagittarius, let me get the clarifying deck ready to go here for you. Thank you, angels, spirits, and guides, for helping me to pull the most relevant messages for the Sagittarius Collective for late December. All right, why is the Two of Cups here for Sagittarius? Why is the Two of Cups here for Sagittarius? Why is the King of Swords here for Sagittarius? Why is the King of Swords here, Spirit? Why is the Eight of Wands here? The Star in reverse. And the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. All right, Sagittarius. I will pull some other cards, but let's start with what we've got here. Okay, so it looks like right now at this time that, you know, Two of Cups, this is a great card. This is water energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. This really speaks to reciprocal relationship dynamics in all areas of your life. So basically, the people who are closest to you are people that you pour into them, they pour into you. You're open with them, they're open with you. This is a card of feeling like you have love around you. This could be about a specific relationship, absolutely. Obviously, Sagittarius, you're gonna have to put yourself where you go here. But this could be an energy that you're in right now, or yes, it could be a relationship. If this is like a specific relationship, it's definitely an intimate one. Now, intimate can be, yes, it can be romantic, but it can also be platonic, right? It could be a best friend, a family member that's like a best friend, something like that. Clarified by Temperance, so, you know, it feels like whatever this dynamic is, whatever this energy is, it's definitely blessed by the divine. It is a result of you balancing your needs with the needs of others. It's about you finding the balance between learning how to share your emotions, learning how to be vulnerable and open, right? Telling people that you care about them, telling them you love them, telling them, you know, Sagittarius, when maybe you need a little extra support instead of pretending like everything's always okay, right? Understanding that it's brave to express your feelings, but also knowing, right, that if it's not balanced with that, you know, desire to help yourself and to get clear on what it is you need, right? So you are balancing your own needs, you're making sure you're taking care of you, which helps you to show up in either this specific relationship or in your close relationships right now in a very balanced, emotionally available way. So I love to see this energy. I think it's really beautiful. Perhaps there's, you know, a deepening of these reciprocal relationships or this specific relationship at this time at the end of the year during the holidays. King of Swords, this is air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You could be at this time in a very logical, working to see things clearly, wanting to maintain the things that you've earned so far, the battles that you've won to get to this place of, I think in a lot of ways you feel very confident in sort of your approach right now in life. You feel like you can trust yourself, you can trust your intellect, your problem-solving abilities, your critical thinking, and you're trusting yourself. And it's interesting because it's clarified by the Three of Wands. When the Three of Wands is upright, this is all about waiting for sort of your ships to come in. It's like you've been working and waiting to see what happens based on the work you've done, the way you put yourself out there. It's in reverse. So I'm sort of getting that it's mind over matter right now. It's mind over matter right now, Sagittarius. It's like perhaps your ships have not come in yet. Perhaps there's been a stall in some of your investments, showing or proving whether or not they're going to have been worth your time, energy, and investment in the first place. There's a couple of different factors at this moment, right? We have Mercury retrograde, as I mentioned, that's going to be in retrograde until the new year. It's also the end of the year. So oftentimes, right, like things start to slow down, people take time off, people travel, you know, people are seeing family for the holidays. There are a bit more, usually government holidays, right? So I think that this is a mind over matter situation, that there are some things you've been working on, and, you know, trust your intellect, trust your logic at this time, and know that just because things are not clear as far as what's going to come in and what's not, or what's next, trust yourself. There is going to be some movement forward, some really fast energy with this Eight of Wands on whatever this is that you're waiting on. But it's interesting because the Eight of Wands is clarified by the Ten of Wands, which is like, you know, you're at this point, I think, of like right at this moment, it's clear that either there's an energy of like close, intimate relationships that are very much supportive of you. They love you. They're there for you. It looks like you're really doing your best to stay balanced, right? Mind over matter. You've been doing some hard work to get to this place in your life, in your career, in your job. You're having to trust your investments at this time because there is a slowdown. But there is going to be some fast moving energy. I do believe that it's going to definitely be early next year, after the holidays, after things get going. But I think what's going to happen is it's almost like you might really want to see things moving right now, and you're kind of having to like talk yourself through that of like, okay, Sagittarius, let's be patient. Let's give things time to work themselves out. It's the end of the year. Things are slowing down. And then like early as things start going in the new year, things start to move so fast that you quickly are really, really overwhelmed with the amount of responsibilities. And it's kind of like, you know, be careful what you wish for. It's like you really want to see things happen, and then it's almost like things start to just become overwhelming. I don't know if it's like the number of clients, the number of responsibilities, whatever. It's definitely responsibilities, but specifically, I don't know what that is, Sagittarius, obviously. I definitely think it's just it's going to be really exciting. You're going to start to see proof in the pudding, and like the ships are coming in, and the clients are coming in, and the projects are coming in. And then really, really quickly, it's like you're burnt out because you can't do it all. And so you may really start to question yourself, star in reverse here, of like things may start to really turn upside down for you. It may be very hard for you to find the time to slow down, to take care of yourself. You may start to feel not like yourself. You may start to question your inner guidance, clarified by the Death in reverse. It may be really difficult for you to let go of some sort of pattern of like maybe workaholism, or doing too much, or thinking that unless you do everything and unless you say yes to everything, that like things are not going to work out for you. You definitely are wanting to move forward in whatever this is, because you know that it's a stable investment of your time and energy. Whatever this project is or this job, it's like, you know, it's time to move, but it's calling for you to be open emotionally, first to yourself, and like actually accepting the fact that you're not a robot, Sagittarius. And again, like I was saying in the beginning, it's like, it's brave to be open and honest about having feelings, about feeling overwhelmed, about even like, if you're somebody like myself who is a recovering workaholic, it's like, it can get to the point of like, you're just so used to doing it all, you don't know how to ask for help. If you ask for help, you feel like a failure, but then you can't keep up with the expectations or the demands, and then you start to feel like a failure. It's just like, it can turn into a really big loop. And like the first step to addressing that, right, of like wanting to get over that and finding the right compromise between action and support, I would say, Sagittarius, is to open up and be honest about that and realize that you can come at that from like a grounded place, that these are things, feelings, emotions that many of us struggle with. I'm one of those people. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper. Thank you, angel spirits and guides. Can I get a few more cards here? Can you give us a bit more insight here? What should Sagittarius do? How should they handle this overwhelm in the new year, Spirit? Thank you, angel spirits and guides. How should they deal with this situation? Allow yourself to start at the beginning. Allow yourself to be a beginner. Allow yourself to break things down into smaller steps, and to not feel as if you have to do everything or you have to know everything all at once, Sagittarius. It's okay to start at the beginning. It's okay to be a page. Eventually you will graduate. The Lovers, you definitely have some decisions to make. The Lovers is not just about love or a romantic relationship. It's about making big, big decisions. And you're going to have to come to this place of understanding that, you know, you can't do it all for everyone while neglecting yourself. That's one. And very clearly, either if this Two of Cups is talking about, you know, some primary romantic relationship, or potentially just close, intimate relationships, friends, family, that are here, that support you, that really care about you. Learn to reach out and to ask for help, right? Learn to call upon your guides in those moments when you're feeling overwhelmed and you're needing help taking a step back to break things down and to say, okay, I've never done this before. I have a partner who loves to listen to me and can help me talk through this. I have, you know, maybe you can talk to a parent or whatever it is, like however you need to sort through those big choices on how you're going to invest your time, your resources, who you're going to reach out to for help, right? Like even if it's a situation where like you ask your, you know, your significant other, like, hey, there are these two friends and these are, who do you think would be the best to ask for some, you know, advice, whatever it is, right? But you're going to have to make some really big choices about the way that you move forward, because you can't be everything to everyone, Sagittarius. The Page of Swords in reverse. I think you need to do some clearing of your throat chakra, Sagittarius. I think you need to, again, learn that it is perfectly okay to ask for help. It's not weak. You need to learn to speak up for yourself when you need to. You need to learn how to discuss your boundaries, whether that's these are the only hours I can work, or if I'm going to be expected to put in overtime, like, you know, these are the parameters. Whatever it is, don't be afraid to speak up, even if it's like, don't be afraid to ask quote unquote stupid questions. If you're new at a job, right? Like if this is, you're new at a job, you're new in a particular field, like the best thing you can do is ask questions. Don't act like you know things when you don't. The way that you learn is by allowing yourself to what? Begin at the beginning. Two of Swords in reverse for me is like any sort of, you're going to come out of any indecision. Things are going to become clearer for you on what choices you need to make. And as long as you can be open to sharing emotionally and vulnerably, you're going to figure out exactly how to move forward and who. And I would say, like, by you just making this gesture, Sagittarius, of like reaching out to a good, like a best friend, let's say, and you saying, hey, like I started at this job and I've been feeling really overwhelmed, and, you know, like, I know you're busy, but would you happen to have time to go for coffee? I really trust your judgment on things around work, right? And then you end up going to coffee with your friend, you tell them everything, and they're like, hey, I totally understand. I've been there before. Here are some like talking points, right? Here are some ways that you can address the unreasonable hours you feel like you're being expected to work. Here's how to express your boundaries in a work setting if you've never done that before. Here's how to, you know, find an assistant, whatever it is, right? Like it can be so many different things, right? But it's about you learning to be okay with beginning at the beginning. Not letting your fear of how people are going to perceive you stop you from speaking your truth, from speaking up, from asking for help. And realizing that in those moments where you're feeling unclear, the best way that you can get clear on exactly what it is you need to do is to open up and to ask for help. Ask for support. And, you know, Sagittarius, it might be like, hey, you tell your friend, I don't even need your advice. I just need somebody I trust so that I can talk about this out loud. You know what I mean? Like, you can also take the pressure off of somebody when you're like, look, I don't need this person to tell me what to do. It just would be nice to go get coffee with a friend and just like talk this out, right? It can be something that as simple as that helps you figure out that it's not quite as big and overwhelming as maybe your anxiety might make you believe it is, Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, I am going to leave the reading there, but I'm going to close it out with a card from the Messages from the Spirits of Nature Oracle. What final messages? Okay. Snake shedding. Let me just look up this in the book. There's a surprising complexity to these simple creatures, both physically and spiritually. In many belief systems and mythologies, the snake is seen as a living representation of the duality of good and evil, a deity, the soul of life, the gateway to the heavens, a healing force, or an embodiment of the underworld, bringing with it great fear and power. Symbolic representations of snakes are also prominent in various cultures throughout the world. One such example is the Caduceus, an emblem with two snakes intertwined around a pole. They are firmly embedded in our collective consciousness. One of the most fascinating characteristics of snakes is that several times a year they shed their skin in one continuous piece. Their body grows, but their skin does not, and a new layer is generated while the old is discarded, like clothes that no longer fit. The process takes a few days, during which time it's important that the snake not be disturbed. Unlike the dragonfly or butterfly, there is no physical transformation from the shedding, just a bigger snake and roomier skin while the old skin gets discarded. Message: it's time to shed your skin, to allow a bigger self to emerge from that which has up to now encompassed and defined you. or at least who you thought you were. You've been feeling like the old skin no longer fits, yet there is a natural tendency to cling to the false security and predictability of these familiar habits and ways of being. Though it will require a period of solitude and contemplation, you're sensing an urge to wriggle out of the physical and emotional entanglements that have kept you from loosening the self-created bonds that have served their purpose up to now. This may also be a signal to shed those belongings that no longer fit who you are becoming. After a time, whether weeks or months, the self that is emerging will create new attachments and relationships and will be even more intimately related to the natural world and the spirit that expresses as these multitude of beings. It's an inevitable transition for you, one where you will still be you, yet with a greater sense of purpose and a willingness to continue changing each new era in your life presents itself. Though some struggle may precede this emergence, your trust in the process grows stronger and deeper and can be totally supported by calling on your spirit guides. Yep, it's time to do things a different way, Sagittarius. It's time to learn that every ending is a new beginning, and it's time to learn that it's okay to begin at the beginning. I hope these messages resonated for you, Sagittarius. If they did, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment below. Let me know how this shows up for you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.